Hello, ladies. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I'm just getting my setup going here, but that's not going to work. Do you want to look at my chest the whole time? Probably not. All right. Hold on. I need some more height. Hold on. Hold on, ladies. It's always crazy at the start. Okay. I think that's a little better. Is that a little better? Hey, Beth. Hello. Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Today is Tuesday, right? Oh my gosh. It's been a crazy week and it's only Tuesday. Hey, Jennifer. Cheryl. Cheryl. Hello. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, Jessica. I love it. Everyone's popping on. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing in general? It has been a good day for me. Yay, I'm so excited, Jennifer. I'm excited too. I've already been to the gym this morning, which is some of my goals. Yes. Hey, Ashley Seraphin. We are going to, oh, thanks, Ashley. You know, I am dressing my truth. That's a whole other, lunch and learn. Okay, so I know a lot of people are jumping on, getting on. I have a lot of stuff I want to go over with you guys. Interact, comment, say as much as you guys want. I'm going to throw some real numbers at you guys. I hope everybody has done their homework. I gave some homework to everybody to come to the call prepared with some numbers, because it'll just make it, thanks, Jessica. It'll just make it a lot easier. I hope I don't have lipstick on my teeth. Do I? It'll just make it easier if you guys have some numbers, some real numbers in front of you. Like, oh, hey, Alicia, I see you're joining. Some real numbers like your party average and, you know, some things that you definitely want to achieve this year, personally, professionally, and as much detail as possible on those items. Because I always say you can't get lost on a straight road, on a straight path. You can't get lost. And a lot of us, unfortunately, don't have that straight path. And that's what I want to help you achieve today, is helping you get that straight path so there's no deviation. Because I don't know if you're like me, but if I don't have a plan in place, it's very easy for me to get lazy and just veer off the path and squirrel, oh, there's something else, and I don't stay committed and I don't stay focused on my goal. So I'm going to actually throw some statistics out for you, ladies. First thing, did you know that only 20% of people in general set goals? Only 20% of people set goals. And 80%, obviously, because that's the difference, give absolutely no thought whatsoever to anything they're working for, any of their goals, anything they're pushing for, which is crazy to me, because I don't feel like that's, any way to really go through life. You know, only 16% contemplate goals, but don't actually write them down. And only 4% of people actually take the time to write down their goals. And of those, only 1% regularly, oh my gosh, that's a hard word for me to say. Only 1% of that 16% refers back to them during the year. And that 1% are the ones that are going to most likely achieve their goals. So it's crazy statistics how people don't take the time to think about what they want out of business, out of life, out of, anything. You know, I think goal setting is super, super powerful. Actually, I think I have it right here. I do. I have this sheet right here. And we sat at the table the other day, at the dinner table with my family, and we talked about goals with our kids. So if you're not doing this with your families, your partner, your spouse, your children, whomever in your life, I would highly recommend you do that as one of your challenges after we get off this call today. So I have like my goals. I have Anna's goals. Like my daughter, she's 8. She wanted to pogo for 1 minute straight. That was one of her goals. Jackson, he wanted to stop more balls and he wanted to hit 2 home runs this year because he hit 1 last year. And so he originally was like, I want to hit 10. And we're like, okay, let's bring that back a notch because you have to be realistic with your goals, which we're going to talk about too. So I just want to throw some statistics at you. And if you see me looking down, I just have some notes that I wanted to share with you guys. But another powerful thing when you're setting goals is, do you look back at what you've accomplished year over year? Because the goals you set last year will help you set goals for the future, whether you achieved them or not. I mean, the point is, if you set them, let's look back, see how you did, see how you, ended the year with them, and that will help gauge the direction that you need to go moving forward. Okay? Things to consider when you're looking back, if you've been in the business long enough, things to consider when you're looking back at year over year is, what were your sales? What was your party average? How many ladies did you sponsor? How many parties did you do per week, per month, per year, right? And is that in line with your goals that you set for yourself? The size of your team, the number of team members you have. Did you make more money? Did you make less money? Did you make the money you wanted? These are all things, if you haven't looked back at these things, looking back can be really powerful when you're setting goals for the future. Because again, we want you guys to be out of this percentage I just told you. Because like I said, only 20% of people set goals. And what was it? Only 16%, only 4% write them down. And it's super powerful when you write them down and share them. It puts it out in the universe. You are actually in your brain, like even just thinking about it helps. Even just thinking about goals helps because it means subconsciously you are working towards that. So you not only have to contemplate it and think about it, you have to write it down and then share with others. So when you're thinking about your goals and what you want to achieve, you want to convert those goals to numbers because you need something that is measurable. Because someone can say all the time, like, I want to make more money with my Pure Romance business. Okay, well, how much money? How much money do you want to make? Because I heard Christina Heil say this one time, if you guys know who that is, and it was great. It was hysterical. She was like, if you want to say make more money, you can walk down the sidewalk and find a penny on the ground, and the universe is giving you money, but you didn't express how much. So there you go. You already got your more money. So that's why you have to be very specific when you are setting goals. Because again, if you're not specific and you don't know what you're working for, how are you going to ever know if you've achieved them? So you want to convert any goals that you have to numbers so we can help, figure out, is this achievable for you? Did you achieve it? How far, what do you need to do per month to achieve it? So if it's more monies, if it's more parties, how many more? How much more money? How many parties do you want to do? If you want to recruit more, if you want to grow your team, how much more do you want to grow it? By how many people? By what dollar amount? So the best way to do that is to look at percentages. And I love to share this because of what I have found in 10 years of doing this, that so many women don't understand, first of all, how to effectively set goals, and 2, where to even start when you're setting goals. And I have a lot of different tips and tools to share with you today, whether you are brand new into the business or you have been in the business 5 years, So basically what you want to do is, if you have been in the business for any period of time, if you've been in over a year or more, okay, you want to look back at your numbers. So I actually pulled some numbers of some girls on our team, and I'm going to share them. So for instance, if you are on this call and you want higher team sales, you want your team to do more this year in 2017 than they did last year. Well, an easy way to do that, if you've been in the business for any significant period of time, you can look back and go, well, what did my team do year over year? So I hope she doesn't mind, I don't think she will, I pulled Ashley Seraphin's team sales, okay? So her team sales in 2015 were $89,471. Great, right? Her team sales for 2016 were $154,135. Even better. So she grew her team by a lot. But how much did she grow her team? So I did some math, and basically what I did is I took the $154,000 that she did in 2016 and I subtracted out the $89,000 that she did in 2015, which gave me a difference of $64,664. So her team grew by $64,000. I know, I love it. Isn't this great, ladies? It's awesome. So when you convert that to percentages, you got to figure out what that is. And it's pretty easy when you go to a calculator, and you can even Google, like, I think there's like a technical, formula for it, but I just kind of play around with the numbers. So what I do is I take 89,471 and I do it like, and I kind of look, I'm like, oh, it's probably close to 75%. So I did times 0.75. Well, that was a little too much, right? Yes, go Team Playful Remedies. So when you take 89,471 and you multiply that by 0.72, which is 72%, you get 64,419. She did a difference of 64,664, so that's pretty darn close. So her team grew, the Playful Remedies grew 72% in 1 year. Like, that's fantastic, right? So how you can transfer that into, okay, well, now what can we strive for 2017? So if Ashley's doing her team sales, we knew she grew 72%. So we take what she did last year, which is 154,135, and I'm just doing this math on my computer right now. You take 154,135 and you multiply that by 0.72, which is the percentage that she grew last year. So when you multiply that, that is 72% of what she did last year is 110, almost 111,000. So it's 110,977. So you take 110,977 and you add it to what she did last year, which is the 154,135, which would bring her to a goal for 2017 of 265,112.20. Now, I know I just threw a lot of numbers at you. I get that. It can be confusing. You can always go back and watch this again. But basically, all we're doing, if you've been in the business for any significant period of time, you can do this with your personal sales. You can do it with your group sales. You can do it with your recruiting number, how many people you activated year over year, see what your percentage was, right? But so, because logically, you don't want to just pick a number out of the air if you don't have to. Sometimes we do because we haven't been in the business long enough. But you don't want to just pick a number out of the air if you don't have to, okay? So logically, if you're going to look at statistics and you're going to look at percentages, Ashley Seraphin and the Playful Remedies should hit at least 265,000 this year in team sales. So I hope that makes sense. If anybody has questions about that, please, you can comment below. I can see what you're saying. So if you have questions or confused, but I'm going to do it again for you, okay? But I'm going to do it with someone's personal sales, okay? So I'm actually going to stay within the team Playful Remedies, and I'm going to give you guys some numbers on Jennifer Tufts, and I know she's on the call, okay? She's a member of the Playful Remedies, and she's one of the reasons why they had such success, right? So Jennifer Tufts, okay, she did in 2015, her sales were $10,032, okay? Those were her sales in 2015. 2016, ready for this? Her sales were over $30,000. $30,000 were her sales. So, I hope that's you, Jennifer, because that's what my numbers say. That's a difference of $20,000. Okay? I don't know, Jennifer, where did you end the year? Do I have wrong numbers? Where did you end the year? Did you end the year over 30,000 in 2016? You're looking like you're confused. Maybe I have the wrong numbers, but that's what my report tells me. So that's a difference. So let's just say, hopefully these are her real numbers, but let's say, you know, let's pretend if they're not, but I think they are. So that's a difference of $20,790. Okay? So, Jessica, you cracked me up. Okay, you just like hearing. I was like, Jennifer, you're like you're like making me think. Like, are these not correct? Yeah. So she did in 2015 $10,032. In 2016 $30,822. That's a difference of $20,000, right? So do you know what that increase is? I mean, it's not difficult to see that. She did approximately 200% better than 2015. She increased her personal sales 200%. Okay? So, if you're converting that and she's going, okay, well, what am I going to do in 2017? If you take that same rule and you take 30,822 and you multiply that by 200%, she should be doing 61,644 this year. Ah, Jennifer, you can do it. So, you see how that works? It's just numbers, but you have to know the numbers, and the numbers don't lie, ladies. The numbers do not lie. They never do. You can always see where someone is in this business by looking at their numbers. You can always see their commitment level. You can always see their drive. You can always see by looking at the numbers. Okay? So, here's the deal. Now, some of you might be on this call going, okay, well, this is fantastic for when I can do this next year, but I'm new in the business and I don't have this history to look at. So, one of the fantastic things you can do, like, does anybody want to throw out, post below what your goal is 80. Look at that. I love it. So you're going to do an over 200% increase then in your sales. That's fantastic. So does anybody want to throw out what their goal is? Well, Jennifer just did, but if anybody else wants to throw out like what their goal is, sales wise, or does anybody want to throw out what their income goal is? What they want to gain from their income that is brand new, not brand new, but is within the year, a newer consultant that doesn't have the year over year to look at. Does anybody want to throw out what income they want to make in 2017? Because I'm going to show you guys something pretty cool. I'm just bringing it up on my computer. So if somebody wants to throw it out, throw it out. Otherwise, I'll use Jennifer's. No one? Crickets? No one? Okay. Well, Jennifer, we're going to use yours. All right. So Jennifer on the call here, she wants to do $80,000 in retail sales for 2017. So let's pretend that Jennifer has not. Okay, Nikki. Okay, there you go. Nikki, you want to do $8,000. We'll start there. Okay? You want to do $8,000 in 2017. So, there's this fantastic tool, and I'm bringing it up. There's a fantastic tool on our COO. When you log into the COO, and you go to My Business Plan, okay? There is a great tool to help you set your goals, okay? So if I were Nikki here, I would be in the COO, and Nikki, I need your party average. So can you tell me your party average, Nikki? I'll give it a minute. I know there's a little bit of a delay on here. But Nikki, I would like your party average. So hopefully you have that before jumping on the call. So you can go to this business plan and you can put per month or per year. So I'm choosing per year and I'm putting in $8,000 because that's what Nikki wants to sell for the year. Now, she hasn't, I don't think, gotten back with me with her party average. I don't see it yet. Okay. 200 your party average, girl. We need to get that up. We're gonna do a lunch and learn on boosting your sales. Okay. So if she has a $200 party average and Nikki wants to do $8,000 for the year, okay, you can generate this plan. So I'm going to show it to you. Okay. I'm going to flip it around. So this is Nikki's plan, right? This is a fantastic tool. So do you see this, ladies? I put in that she wanted to do $8,000 for the year, $200 worth of party average, and I put generate new plan. So Nikki, here is your roadmap. Here it is right here. You need to do 14 calls a week. You need to do 11 parties in February. And look, there's your retail total. There's your profit. And look, by the end of the year, you will have $8,030 in profit and your retail sales will be $14,600. Do you see that? This is a phenomenal tool. So let's say Nikki knows, okay, well, I'm going out of town in March and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do 8 parties. So you can back this out and she's like, okay, well, I can do I can do, let's say, I can do 5 parties. Okay. I can do 5 parties for the month, so then it adjusts all the other months. It adjusts it here. So you can have your exact goals. You know how many calls you need to make per week. You know how many parties you need to book per month. And you always want to increase that by at least 20% because you want to take advantage of, or you want to make sure your cancellations. Okay. So Nikki, there's your plan. It's right there. You know how many calls you got to make a week. You know how many parties you got to book per month for you in order to achieve that goal. Okay. You can toggle that. I'm sorry, I should have said that. It brought it down to 7,300. So I took it down a party in another month. So you can be like, I can rock it out in February then, and I'll bring it back up, right? So there's all different ways you can adjust that plan. And you can send it to yourself. You can email it to yourself. You can email it to your sponsor. I got one last night from Julie. I'm not Julie's direct sponsor, but I'm her upline director. And so she sent it to herself and then forwarded it to me. So it's really, really easy to do. So Julie, what is your party average? I'll give you a minute. I know people are, it's a little bit of a delay. It does tell you that, Jennifer. It tells you what you could be making at the next level. It's pretty fantastic. Fantastic. Julie, if you know your party average, you can put that in. I'm just doing some numbers here. Bear with me. I'm just kind of playing around with this. Oh, look at you, Jessica. I'm on it. I'm gonna do yours. Okay, so you want 30,000 in retail this year with a 350 party average. Now, do you know how much you want to make though? I can tell you, and this will tell you for sure. You have a 350 party average, and we got to get these party. I know what I need Lunch and Learn to be on. Getting your party average up, ladies. So let's see, 350 party average. And then she wants 30,000 retail for the year. So bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm just toggling around and playing with this a little bit. Okay, this is pretty close. And then I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to show you guys. So this is pretty close, okay? All right. So this is Jessica's plan. So she will be making 16,000 for the year if she does 30,000 retail. There's her party average, right? So check this out. So her retail total, it's 29.50, so it's pretty close. I try to get it as close as possible. That means this is what she will be, her profit, almost 16,000, right? But it'll tell you right here, February, she needs 12 parties in the month of February with that average. 9 in March, 7 in April, 7 in May, 5 in June, 5 in July. And the great thing about this tool, ladies, say this, the great thing about this tool, sorry, you guys there? So sorry. Do you want to know what I just did, ladies? Can you guys still hear me? Are you still there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes. Say yes. Yes. Okay. So I just rejected a phone call from the president and the CEO of the company right now. Chris Chicanelli just called me and I just declined him. Let me shoot him a quick text. I'm just sending him a quick text. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, Chris Chickenelli. I'm with my team right now. Okay. So, sorry about that little interruption. All right. Okay, so what I didn't tell you about this tool is that the great thing about this is that you can, it fluctuates for the year. So obviously we're in the love quarter. Like this is where we make 40% of our income of the year right now in January, February, March, and even into April and May. Okay. So this is when it's the time to hustle and get those numbers in, hustle hardcore, right? And partners are going to come easier for us at this time of year. It gets a little bit more challenging throughout the year, but again, we have our roadmap, we have our goals, and we can keep going. Okay. So, but what this tool does is it fluctuates. So that's why when you say you want to make a certain amount per year, it loads you heavy in the beginning of the year where we know we're going to have, you know, more business because of the love quarter. And it tapers off a little bit in June and July because we know things slow down. Statistically, we just know this. It's just the nature of our business. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It is what it is, right? And then it'll pick up again in the fall. It'll give you more parties then and take it back a little bit in November and December if it slows down a little bit. So that's the great thing about this tool as well, that it can do that. So let me tell you how I use this for myself. You can also do this for your team sales. So if you want your team sales to be a certain way, you can figure it out and toggle with the numbers and then know what your team needs to do retail every month based on the seasonality of our business. It's a fantastic tool. Now, let me show you a little something I do to help me stick to my goals, okay? So, excuse me. So, for instance, my party goal is to hold 7 in January. So, in my calendar here, do you see that? It says party goal, book 9, hold 7. February, look, there it is. Book 11, hold 9. March, there it is. I've already, oh, sorry, that's to follow up with someone. Party goal, right? April, party goal. It's in there already, ladies. So every month I can quickly access this. I don't have to jump on the computer. I don't have to, oh, what was my party goal again? No, it's written right in my calendar. I can flip and look at it anytime. So I have it right in front of me because I need to stick to my goals as well. And they need to be written down, right? Also, I have my goal board that we did last year. Some of you guys have that. I just used it again and I'm just using it and going with it, right? So another fun thing that you can do. Good job, Jessica. Yeah, I mean, why not? You need it in front of you, right? Another thing, if you guys go to the COO as well, and let me make sure I'm telling you correctly. Okay, if you guys go to the COO and you go to training and you go to building your team, okay? You go to the COO, training, building your team. Down on the side, there's all these gray little links, okay? And what's fantastic, they just uploaded, you can color your way to success to our incentive trips that we have going on. So I just printed out one for you guys to see it, but look at these really adorable goal trackers they put on the COO. So basically, like this is for the director, advanced director. I just printed out one, but there's one for Paris. There's one for all of them. The Caribbean, there's a tracker for all of them. And literally like 24,000. So check this out. It's like when you hit 2,000, you color in this flip-flop. When you hit 4,000, you color in that flip-flop. When you hit 6,000, you color in that flip-flop. 8,000, right? And then consultants, look, you can color them in and even like write their name underneath here. Because and then put this up, like hang whichever one you want to pull, put this up, hang it up in your office, hang it up, on your bathroom mirror. Hang it up wherever you're going to see because you want to, I know, me too, Jennifer. I love coloring, right? So you want to make sure Jennifer, you could Mod Podge it to something because I know how you feel about Mod Podge. But you can put it anywhere that it's going to continually stay in front of you. Have a couple. Like I have a goal board in my office. I also have a goal board on my dresser in my bedroom. So every morning I wake up, I see it. Whether I come in my office or not, I see it. Okay? So you know, Mod Podge, I love that. You guys love that. So there's trackers for all of those, but do a tracker for the whole year. You know, I mean, it's not just for the quarter, but you can have a couple trackers going on. You can have something like this, and then, you know, you could have something like this, right? You know, so there's no one saying that you can only have a tracker or one tracker for your goals. Now, question. Yes, Jennifer. Is it just too activated? If they fall inactive, prepare for the worst. You know, yes, they have to be active. So if I'm understanding your question correctly, to be able to count towards the incentive trips, they definitely have to be activated consultants. Yes. So another thing I want to encourage you guys to think about when you are goal setting is to be smart about it. A lot of you have probably heard the SMART goal setting stuff before. In case you haven't, I was going to go over that a little bit with you and then help you kind of back into your goals. Do they have to stay active? I believe half of them have to be active. I would definitely check your IRG, your incentive requirements guide, and you can go to the COO in the search bar and type in incentive requirements guide, and it will outline and tell you every single detail about the trip, like down to the nitty gritty, so you know the rules, right? Again, Jennifer, I saw that. I would make sure I don't have a copy of the incentive requirements guide. I'd have to go look on my computer right now, but I believe half have to be active. So you sign 6, 3 fall inactive. Are you disqualified? They have to be, half have to be active. And again, if I'm saying this correctly, by the end of the incentive period. But let's say you sign, I mean, if you sign, you have to, like, you sign 6, well, and 1 falls inactive, just get another one signed and activated before the end, and you should be good to go. So just as long as half are active of what needed to be. So like if it's, so it's 6, let's say, to do Jamaica, 3 have to be active by when you win Jamaica or when you earn Jamaica. But let's say you sign 10. Okay. Let's say you sign 10 instead of 6. 3 have to be active. Does that make sense? I hope that helps. No matter how many you sign, you have to sign the minimum of 6, and 3 have to be active. So let's say you sign 10. If 3 of those 10 are active, you're still going to be okay. But again, make sure you verify all of this in the incentive requirements guide. This is how I understand it, but I could be misguided. So I believe that's it. Okay. All right. So what I wanted to share with you really quickly is, I told you, anybody come to this call with what you want to achieve, like specifically. So what I mean by that is, if anybody wants to pay off a credit card this year, or pay off a student loan, or buy a new car, or take a dream vacation, go to Disney. I don't know. Does anybody have anything like that? Kristen, you're saying, I think my requirement is 3, so how does this work for me? Your requirement. Kristen, what is your level? Or did I answer your question, Kristen? But I know there's a little bit of a delay. So, okay, Jessica, look at that. You want to pay off $12,944. I love it. Do you guys see that? Jessica is like to the point exact. She's not like, I want to pay off Dad. I don't know. It's around 10,000. No, it's not around 10,000. It's 12,000. Let me write this down. 12,944.90. Okay. And then, Kristen, you're an advanced consultant, so I think you would be going for the Caribbean tracker. Let me verify that. Yes. So again, don't quote me, but yes, you have to activate 3. So I would say at least 2 of them probably would have to be active, unless they took that requirement out. I have this, but I don't think this talks about, well, actually, yeah, look, well, that's for the Mediterranean. Hang on. For now, these trips, the ones we're talking about, it says the level you begin the contest determines the lowest level at which you compete, but you can still hustle your way to the top and earn Paris. Consultant must maintain their monthly retail minimums until the trip takes place. That is important for you guys to know. So it doesn't say anything about the consultants, but I would, again, look in the incentive requirements guide. It does say that, however, for the Mediterranean cruise, it does say at least half of all new consultants must still be active at the end of the contest period. So it absolutely says that for the Mediterranean. It doesn't say that here for these, but that doesn't mean it's not true. I would verify that. But what you do need to know is that the monthly minimums you have to maintain. So for instance, if you're an advanced consultant, and you earn the trip, you have to make sure you are maintaining $750 in retail every month to still earn the trip. So, hope everybody is clear on that. So if you're a senior consultant and you earn a trip, you have to maintain your $1,500 minimums every month to still be eligible and earn it. So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know. Okay, so Jessica wants to pay off $12,944.90 in debt. Okay, good for you. Debt-free is the way to be. All right, and let's take that. And Jessica, when do you want to do that by? Do you want to do that by the end of the year? Do you want to do that in 6 months? Do you want to do that in a year and a half? What is your time constraint on that? Because goals need to be time sensitive. Goals definitely need to be time sensitive. Because you can say you want to pay off your debt, but when? I mean, you could pay off your debt in 12 years if you wanted, end of the year. Perfect. Okay. So again, when you're setting a SMART goal, it has to be specific, which is the $12,944. It has to be measurable, right? That's the M's in SMART. It has to be measurable. So we have to figure out, like, can we measure this? Can we determine whether or not you're achieving this? You can't manage anything. You can't measure what you don't manage, and you can't manage what you don't measure, right? So you have to be able to manage it, right? And it has to be measurable. So SMA, A is attainable, okay? So we're going to tell you if this is going to be attainable here in a minute. This $12,944, you're the only person that can decide that. I can tell you the numbers and you can decide, okay, is this attainable? And is it realistic? That's the R. Is it realistic? Okay? Because if this is, some people say, you know, if you sat here on this call right now and you're like, hey, I want to buy a Maserati by the end of the year. Well, and pay cash. You know what I mean? Like, that would not be attainable for me. My husband just added to the pot to about $600 and me $500. My husband is adding to the pot too. So do you mean like you want to pay off $500 so you want to pay off $1,100 more, or what? If you can clarify that, Jessica, I'm not sure. My husband is adding to the pot too. Oh, he is adding money to the pot. I got you. I'm sorry. He is helping you pay this off. So it's a joint effort between the two of you. I think that's what you're saying. Okay, so let's look at that. Per month. Okay, perfect. All right, so like we're going to take $12,944.90, and we're going to divide that. Let's just say, I mean, I don't know if you've made a payment this month. So let's say you haven't. We're going to divide that by 12. Whoops, hold on. Okay, so per month, that is, we're just going to say $1,079. $1,079 per month is what Jessica and her husband have to do. So $1,079, he's going to put in $600 a month. So that would only leave you with $479 that you need to put in per month, Jessica. Now, mind you, you're not charging on this anymore. Hopefully you're not charging on this anymore. My recommendation is take the credit card, put it in a baggie full of water, and put the baggie in your freezer. Then if you really need something and you really want to use it, you have to wait for that bad boy to thaw. So you can think about whether or not it's something that you really need and you really want. So, just FYI. Just a little tip. to help you staying debt free. But let's say you're not charging. I don't know if you're getting any interest on this. I don't know if you're earning, or I don't know if you're accruing interest. So we could just say you have $500 a month you have to pay, because that extra $20 a month could help go towards interest potentially. So it looks like you've already done this. This is all our debts combined. Do I need to do it separately? No, not necessarily. You don't need to do this separately, Jessica, if you don't want. You just need a plan as to how you're going to pay things off. So now we know, and well, let me back up and say you need $500 a month. Now, my question to you is, do you need Pure Romance money for anything else? Or are you solely going to focus this year on paying off your debt? Meaning, like, do you need $500 for debt, and do you need like $500 more for bills? Or are you just good to do $500 a month and you'll be good to go? I'll give you a minute to answer that. And then as far as paying separately, or, you know, they're separate bills, I would look at, there's a couple different ways you can do it. Okay. No, all on debt. Okay, perfect. So all you need technically is $500 a month to get this paid off in a year, provided your husband keeps up with his end of the bargain. So hopefully he will as well. Now, what you want to, sorry, squirrel, my brain just went another direction. So you need the $500 a month. Hold on. So as far as paying them off, that's what I was going to tell you. As far as paying them off, there's a couple different ways you can do it. Some people just want things gone and they wanted a monthly payment eliminated. So if you have, like, let's say 3 credit cards. I don't know what you have, but let's say you have 3 credit cards, and one is a $10,000 credit card, and one is a $1,500 credit card, and one is a $500 credit card, right? Now, you could pay off the $500 one and be done with it, and you have that off your plate. But like if that's 0% interest and you have one that's 20% interest, it would behoove you to pay off the higher interest one first. However, sometimes we get in our minds and we just go, you know what, I don't care, I just want a monthly payment gone. And that's something that you and your husband will just have to decipher together, whether or not you want to pay on the highest interest first, or you just want to like chip away at one until it's gone. So you guys can decide that together based on how you want to pay it off. Like, you know, financial analysts and advisors, they'll tell you all different answers. You know, some will say pay off the highest interest rate first because that's saving you money, which makes sense. But sometimes you just need that sense of accomplishment, and you need that like benchmark to know, and that like it fuels you to know, like, okay, I got rid of something, you know. We had a plan, smallest and snowball it. Yeah, so you got your plan. Perfect. So for everybody on the call, so Jessica wants to do $500 a month. And if we go back to the business plan, and she said her party average was $350 earlier. And per month, you only need $500, let's say, because you can put this right into the plan. So at a party average, bear with me just a second. So $350 average per month, you want to make $500. Okay. So basically, at your party average, you, here it is, right here. Here it is. So it's $500 per month, $350 party average. You need to make 7 calls per week, and you need 4 parties for February, 4 parties for March, 3 for April, 3 for May, 2 for June. But I know you can rock out more than that, right? But look, that means your gross profit will be $57.75, and your retail will be $10,500. So $50 your profit, okay? So $500 times 12, because you want this for a year. $500 times 12 is $6,000. Your profit would be $57.75. So you'd be a little short of that goal the way this is. So you may want to bump it up just because of the way your party average is. But here's the thing. If you do an extra party a month, you're going to be golden. So take these parties. When it says do 4 parties a month, do 5. When it says do 3 parties a month, do 4. Right? And you'll definitely be there. And you could even be there early at that point. So it's really manageable. But what's great, and what happens oftentimes when women are setting goals, they look at this stuff and they're like, oh, I got like $12,000, $13,000 worth of debt. I'll never get it paid off. But when you break it down in manageable chunks and you go, oh, I only have to do 4 parties a month? Oh, okay. Well, I can do that. That's 1 a week. You know, and so women get so overwhelmed by goals because they think it's this insurmountable thing that you can't ever overcome. But once you break it down into manageable chunks, it's so much better. Because I can't tell you how many times I've done this with women that they think they're never going to make this happen. But then when you go, well, this is all you need per month. And they're going, oh my gosh, well, I can do that. Right? So that's why it's super important to have a plan in place and don't deviate from the plan. You stick to the plan and you cannot get lost on a straight path, which is exactly what I said at the beginning of this call. So I think I've kind of covered a lot of what I wanted to share with you. I wanted to share with you how to get manageable, how to get statistical numbers to be able to logically create goals year over year. Okay, if you've been in the business any significant period of time. I've also showed you if you are newer in the business and you don't have that year over year to compare to, you have this fantastic tool on the COO that will help you achieve and really gauge what do you need to do, how many calls you need to make. So don't get so bogged down by the whole year. Just go, you know what, this week, my goal is to make 7 phone calls. That's my goal, 7 phone calls. Commit to the process and detach from the outcome. Whether or not you achieve everything you want to achieve, like, you know, you get the 4 parties or not, make 7 calls this week. Commit to the process and detach from the outcome. Okay? Excuse me. So, use these goal trackers. Use these tools that we have been given to us and really sit down and focus on what exactly you need to do, how much you need to make. Don't be vague about it. Don't be wishy-washy about it. Be very clear, very concise. Put a time limit on it. Find out, is it realistic for you? So, Jessica, I would guess to say 4 parties or 3 parties or 2 parties a month is very realistic for you. And if it's not, then you can reevaluate. But be realistic, right? Maximum measure hashtag. Yep, I remember your goal board. So you want to be smart about it. You want to be specific about your goals. You want to make sure it's manageable. You want to see if it's attainable. You want it to be time sensitive. You want it to be realistic. All of these things, because you don't want to set a goal that's unrealistic that you're just going to throw in the towel in 3 months, right? Now, I have a challenge for you guys. Well, actually, I'll take some questions. If anybody has any questions, post below. Or if you want me to work your numbers really quickly, we have about 10 minutes left of the call if we need it. So if there's anything you want me to work for you, drop it below. Next year's Disney. Nice, Jessica. Oh, well, I can talk to you about that. Oh, love it. I have a great Disney travel agent too. If you want me to, yes, I love it. Commit to the process, detach from the outcome, Erica. Absolutely. Because we're going to hear no all the time. And it's kind of like this, ladies. I'm committing to this process of doing lunch and learns. I'm going to commit to the process and detach from the outcome. When you call Chris back, tell him. Okay. I'm surprised there's not. Actually, I have one. I can post one for you, Jennifer. I have a President's Club tracker, I believe. Let me look. I'll make a note. I will look. I'm surprised we don't have one. Interesting. Okay. I will look. Nikki, yeah, we did yours. You can go back and watch. We did your goals for you. Anyway, if anybody has any other questions, I will look into the President's Club tracker. I'm going to try to post as many trackers as I can in the group for goal setting. After we get off this call, let me make a note of that. And I have a challenge for all of you. Okay? I have a challenge. Now, if you are listening to this call live or you're rewatching this back, either it doesn't matter, okay? My challenge for you guys is that what we talked at the beginning, we said, remember, only 20% of people set goals. Oh, and 80% of people give no thought whatsoever to what they want out of life, what they want out of their business, what they want out of their personal life, nothing, right? We're not going to be that 80%. Team Southern Seducers is going to be the 20% who thinks about their goals, who is smart about their goals, who's logical about their goals, right? And we're not just going to contemplate them, we're going to write them down. So my challenge to you is to write them down specifically. Write them down what you want to do maybe per month, how many parties per week to achieve your goal. Put it in front of you, write it down, what your goal is, when you want to achieve it, how long it's going to take you, all of that, okay? Write it down and take a picture of it. Whatever it is that you do, take a picture of it and post it on our team page. Right here in Team Southern Seducers, take a picture of all of your goals written out and how you're going to achieve them, and take a picture, okay? Because, again, you're going to bump up to that 1%, well, that 4% and 1%, because 4%, only 4% take the time to actually write them down. There's power in putting pen to paper, I'm telling you. Only 4% write them down, and only 1% look at them throughout the year. So if you write them down and you post them up, they're going to be in front of you, and you're going to reflect on them month over month, all throughout the year, okay? So here's your challenge. If you guys are open to accepting, write down your goals, get specific, put it down on paper, and take a picture and put it in the team, okay? Desiree, yes, Aquanetta is awesome. Mod Podge. Yes, you can Mod Podge it anywhere. Jennifer, you can Mod Podge your stuff up in your office or wherever, but I don't know. You may not want to put Mod Podge on the wall, but you can put it on a poster board and put it on the wall, which I know you've already started at my house the other day. So, if anybody has any other questions, you can post them below. If not, I'm going to go ahead and we can sign off. Thank you to everyone who is part of this first Lunch and Learn. I love your participation. Thank you for everyone that commented. Thank you for taking the time out of your day, because this, I'm committing to this process and hopefully connecting with all of you guys more every month. Perfect, Nikki. Good job. Good job. I put much on my wall. Okay, Julie. And I want to get you guys psyched up and stoked for our next Lunch and Learn is going to be January 24th. So make sure you have that on the calendar. I'm going to do another event. And the fantastic Andrea Gilbert is going to be doing our next Lunch and Learn. So more information is coming out about that, but she's amazing. She's up in Wisconsin. She's one of our newest executive board members and a friend of mine, and I'm so excited for you guys to hear her on our next Lunch and Learn. So thank you, ladies. You guys have a fantastic day. Rock out your goals. I want to see you guys crush these goals in 2017. And as always, I'm here if you need anything. You can call me, text me, email me, private message me, whatever you need. I'm here for you. Have a great rest of the day, ladies. Happy Tuesday. Bye.